everybody, welcome back to Simple Art for Adults. My name is Erin and it's color and chat time. I feel like it has been so long since I did a color and chat and I want to color today. It has been the longest, craziest week and I'm ready. I'm ready to color. So here's what's gonna happen. You guys who have known me for a while know that these books aren't my favorite. And it's not because they're bad, so let's just clear the air. It's not because the art's bad. It's not because the artist is bad. Her artwork is beautiful. I love it. They intimidate me. So, I had something all planned out for the sectional coloring challenge that we're doing in the Facebook group and in the channel for all the subscribers. But I decided that was too easy, and I wanted to challenge myself, so Millie Marotta, Curious Creatures, this is what I'm going to be coloring in. I'm going to be coloring in it with my Lyra Rembrandt Polycolor colored pencils. I have the 36 set plus some others that I've added. This is the picture I'm going to be coloring, and I'm going to kind of use the same idea as the last one. So basically what I'm planning to do is we're going to have everything outside the circles, one set of colors, and everything inside the circles, another set of colors, but I'm going to follow my shading and blending and whatnot in both sections. So the plan is to put the cooler colors in the background around the circles, the warmer colors inside the circles, and I even made a couple places where they overlap, so I'm really going to have to use my noggin. You guys, if you guys are kind of, if you can't figure out what to do for sectional, I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. There's the comments down there. Go ahead. Go ahead. I deserve it. Seriously, I really deserve it. If you don't know what to do for the sectional coloring, you're welcome to use this idea. You can color this page if you just want to give it a shot. That's fine. I'm even going to tell you what colors I'm using. I'm going to be using the Lyra Polycolors, like I said. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to tell you what color they are in some other brand, but you can kind of probably see it on my page and decide, pick a similar color and it'll probably work. So to get started, what I did was I went and found like some different size lids, like some vitamin bottle lids and Benadryl bottle lids, and just kind of traced around them. And then I used my Spectrum Noir art liners and just kind of went around. Realized that never in my life will I ever be an illustrator. I will never be an illustrator because I cannot draw a straight line. Just say that one looks awful. It is what it is. It doesn't make any difference. So I used the smallest one, the 0.005, because her lines are tiny and even these don't even, yeah. So guys, and I need your help on this too, so if you guys have an opinion, please feel free to comment. I have this collection of fine liners, right? And I had micron pens. I had a couple of them, but well, they died and there's no place nearby to buy anymore. My Hobby Lobby doesn't even sell them. My Hobby Lobby sells these, and I think that's it, just these. I don't even think they sell these. All of these came in Scrawler boxes when I was subscribed, and I ended up canceling that subscription because I just have stuff that I'm never going to use. But I am going to start another one soon, so stay tuned. Not for Scrawler box, something different. These ones are okay, the Pentalic illustration pens. They're $10.99 at Hobby Lobby. I used a coupon, of course, so it wasn't that bad. They just run out of ink really quickly. I think either the 0.1 or the 0.3 is already empty, and the brush is just kind of meh. The ink's like see-through, so those were no. These are better. I like these, but they're like so fat in my hand. I like a thinner pen. And then I have the Artline Ergo Line 0.04, whatever this is, black fine liner. So there you go. So that one's this one. This one's even bigger than the Spectrum Noir, and it just doesn't feel good in my hand. Now this one feels the best out of all of them. So this is the Edding 1800 Profa pen, but it's a 0.1, which is, it's really, really tiny. So if I need bigger lines, this one's almost too small. I know, guys, I'm picky. So I prefer a tip that's this size. So this is the 0.4. If I was going to pick my favorite, I'd pick one this size. but in this type of body, the Edding 1800, which is a very, very nice pen, by the way. So it's light fast also, so that makes me happy. So yeah, I do have quite the collection of fine liners, or illustration pens, or whatever you want to call them. I'm not overly thrilled with any of them. So as we go, I am going to be keeping track in my Rocketbook notebook of the colors that I am using to do this, and I'm going to list all here, and then when I upload it to the group and to Instagram, I'm going to upload both pictures. They'll both be there, I hope, side by side. I haven't quite figured out how to use Instagram yet, but this way, if you guys see something you like and you want to know what the colors were, they'll all be on here. I also did a review of this a couple days ago. If you want to go and find the video, this is the Rocketbook Everlast. This is a cool little thing. I don't know how I ever lived without it. And then also in the Simple Art for Adults Facebook group, we have these nice little charts that were made by J.C. Radican. She's made several of these. This one is by far my favorite out of all of them that she made. So it's basically just a place where you can list your combos, and it fits a lot. And yes, I realize that the lines are small and you're going to have to like print tiny, but that's fine for me. The more I can fit on one piece of paper, the better. So I really like these. And I already have my first combo that I want to write down, and we'll do that together because I was testing it out. So I need to find, I need to find a thing to stick behind my page. That's what I'm looking for. I don't think that one's big enough. Alright guys, bear with me for a minute while I look for one. It's going to take a second. I don't think that one's big enough. I have lots. I just gotta find. Oh! I'm up on the camera. Here is the one that I want. Did I put it? Here it is. We'll use this one. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I was better prepared than this. Apparently I was not. Alright. So this is just a plastic cutting mat, like a silicone cutting mat. You can get these in packs 2, 3, 4, Walmart, Amazon, whatever. I just stick it back behind the page I'm going to be working on. That makes life easier. But for right now, I'm going to fill in my combo. So, my camera's starting to lean a little. Let me fix you guys. Sorry about that. Alright. Get you guys zoomed in a little so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the colors I'm going to start off with coloring this Bird of Paradise in Millie Marotta's Curious Creatures is Blue Violet, True Blue, and Sky Blue. So I'm going to start with the darkest color at the bottom. And I have these printed at Office Depot because the ink for my printer is ridiculously expensive, and I think there may be something wrong with my printer. So I need to have somebody look at it before I invest $70 in ink. So I just sent a whole bunch of stuff off to Office Depot and had them print it. And it was actually pretty reasonably priced. I think they printed like 100 pages of stuff for me for, I don't know, 10 bucks. It really wasn't bad. So now True Blue. I'm not used to coloring on this type of paper, so yeah, I may struggle trying to get my blend right because there's like very little tooth, very, very little. And these last two colors are kind of pretty different. So how's everybody been? I hope everybody's had a fabulous holiday. Well, I hope all the Americans did, and then prior to that, I hope all my Canadian friends had a wonderful Canada Day. I think it would be cool if we could just like move borders, like when it's Independence Day, we all just like go to, everybody from Canada comes down, hangs out in the United States, and we just party and have a good time, shooting fireworks. Then when it's Canada Day, we all come over there, hang out, party, shoot some fireworks. I think it would be really cool. Some of the best people are from Canada. Except for Justin Bieber. That's a joke, mostly. Okay, so now I'm going to find a pen. I need a pen, like a normal, regular pen. Here's a gel pen. Alright, so I've got sky blue. That's not going to cut it. Okay, sky blue. And then true blue. And then blue violet, yeah. Blue violet. Alright, if you guys want to get any of these pages for yourself, head over to the Simple Art for Adults Facebook group. Go to files. Don't go into the picture albums, go into files, because that's where she's got them. She's got them there for you to go and download and use. But if you are going to go and download them, please remember to thank her for doing this, because this is really nice. I'm so grateful. Okay, so just to let everybody know before I get started, or started too much, I have allergies today. They're driving me insane. Where are we going to start? Trying to see, this is the thing that about this book, these kinds of books, I just don't even know where to start. Okay, so we're going to pretend like our light source. Let me zoom out for a second here, guys. Or zoom out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like, okay, here my paintbrush is the sun, right? So the light source is this. It's coming down this way, right from over top. Or maybe more, you know, like from the front too. So if my sunshine's shining in this way from the top. So this is all going to be highlighted on this part of the bird. This is all going to be in shadow. So the same for this. The bottom of the branches here are going to be in shadow. The tops of the branches are going to be highlighted. Except for this part, of course, where the bird's standing, but we'll figure that part out later. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with my lighter color first on this, and I'm sorry if you guys hear fireworks. I have some really young neighbors who are they just don't get it. And they do it like constantly. I'm gonna start with these little plumes on his head is where I'm gonna start. And I'm going to take these 3 colors that I just colored out on my combo chart, and we're gonna color all these little plumes. So let's see. And I'm not really trying too hard, to be honest. I want to relax and color today. And I know that a lot of you guys have told me that you don't like the coloring books with a lot of small details. The more that I color, the more that I realize I really do. That's what relaxes me. As long as I can tell what the details are. When it gets to a point that I can't really see what something is, and I like have to pick and choose what line goes to what, then that can get a little frustrating. But I do like the details. And I've ordered some new coloring books, guys. Yay! So, I watched, like, KP Colors. Especially, she has a love of Alice in Wonderland, right? And that's fine. I'm generally not, like, a big fan of stuff like that, but I do like Alice in Wonderland. I'm not a Disney person or anything. Alice in Wonderland is a little different. I do like Alice in Wonderland. So I went searching Amazon, and I wanted an Alice in Wonderland coloring book, but I didn't want the same one that everybody has. I wanted it to be a little bit different. And not that I don't like the ones that everybody else has, and Fabiana Attanasio, I think is her name. It's not that I don't like her artwork. It's beautiful. It's just that it's too open for me. It's too big. You know what I mean? So I wanted something with a little bit more detail. So I just typed in Alice in Wonderland on Amazon, and I was browsing through there, and I come across a book by Julia Rivers, I believe. I think so. Which is the most detailed Alice in Wonderland coloring book I have ever seen in my entire life. And so I had to order it. It is on Create Space paper, and it was on sale for like $5. But I don't care. That's how much I really liked it. And you know, I'm trying to get over my whole fear of Create Space paper anyway. It's not awful. It's just you have to do things a little differently is all. Man, the paper in this book, guys, is so smooth. It's like coloring on glass. I don't know how this is going to turn out. What do you guys color in the Millie Marotta books with usually? Do you guys use pencils, markers? I'm starting to see how the pencils may turn out to be a little bit of an issue before it's all over with. It's really slick. Nothing at all for them to hold on to. But we're going to do it anyway. By golly, it's a challenge. And I got all a month to do it. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. So now I'm going in with a blue violet, which is the darkest color, kind of purpley. Really like this color combo a lot. Claire, if you already came up with this one during your stream, I'm sorry, I didn't watch it yet. I'm going to. So for those of you who are curious about these pencils and you want to learn more about them, Claire Edie over at Color with Claire just did, she swatched them all out and then did some combinations, and so there's some good info over there. They are some of my favorite pencils. They are on the pricey side here in the U.S. I don't know how they are in other places. Here in the U.S., they are slightly pricier per pencil than polychromos, which is why, you know, I don't have the full set of them. If they were like Prismacolors, I probably would have splurged. I got lucky and was browsing Amazon last year, and there was a seller who was kind of like liquidating. And so I got my 36 set of the Polycolors for, I think, $18. Which is an outstanding buy. And then once I had them and started using them, you know, they're amazing pencils. So I needed more. Okay, so now I'm bringing the true blue through the blue violet and up and trying to get it really light, so I can blend it into the sky blue. This paper's so weird. It's just so strange. It's like the pencil has nothing to stick to. So it's like making this weird, doing this weird thing. 18 minutes in, guys, and I've barely colored anything. What do you know? I'm so good. Alright, so just to darken up the violet a little bit more. I'm hoping that since this paper is so slick and I'm having such a hard time with the colors that they're going to blend out easy once I start adding some more pressure. Oh yeah. That'll work. I really like the way it looks. It's going to look awesome, I think, once it's all the way around. So the goal is I'm going to do all of this part, everything that's outside of these circles is going to be done in blues, greens, and purples. And everything that is inside of the circles is going to be done in yellow, reds, and oranges. Or maybe yellows, oranges, and pinks. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I want to go all the way with reds. Because I'm probably going to be using some more bluish greens than regular greens. So we'll have to see what looks better when I get there. Cross that bridge when I get there. Pretty. Okay, so now for like tips of these, I think I'm going to do, like, I'm going to take my purple. I'm just going to kind of line the edge. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Just going to kind of go around the edge and outline it with the purple. Blue violet. It's not purple, it's blue violet. Pull it out just like that. Just a little bit. It's gonna take me all year at this rate, guys. I don't care though. Satisfying. Satisfying and mindless the way I like it. Alright, so while I'm doing this, how has the weather been where you live? Where I am, in Kentucky, on the Indiana border, like right smack dab in the northern central part of the state, it's still 93 degrees outside, and it's 8:15 in the evening, and the sun's going down, if that tells you anything. It's pretty miserable, guys. Pretty miserable. Alright, so now I'm going to take my True Blue. Just kind of going to go over that. Teensy tiny little circles. I'm going to leave like a little bitty spot there in the middle where I can bring in the sky blue. Now the background for this is also going to be blue, but it's a blue that I only have, like, it's the only one like it, so there's not, it won't like clash. And I'm only going to do like an aura. I'm not going to do a whole full background because that would take forever. I don't know, guys, this paper is just so strange. Maybe I should use markers or something. Oh well. I'm in it to win it now. We'll see what happens. And I do love that color combination a whole lot too. Alright, let's move on to a few more. Get these ones done. So I have been so busy working lately. I really haven't had a whole lot of time to video or color. And then when I did, a couple days ago I was like so excited that I was going to be able to get done working and sit down, color, make a video. But that didn't work out because I ended up trying to fight off a migraine. It didn't turn into a migraine, thank goodness, but it was a pretty nasty headache for a while, and I wasn't really happy with it, so. Okay, so I'm going to try to just feather this down so I don't have such a harsh blend. There we go. That looks better. That looks much better. So just real light pressure. When I say feather it down, basically I'm pulling the color and I'm only touching the paper when I'm coming down. And I'm touching it as lightly as I can. That way it's only going to deposit just a smidge, just a tiny little bit of pigment. And then as I get closer to the center, I can increase my pressure a little. And I'm hoping that's going to prevent this marbly look that happened there. And I may actually have to use something different for the background if the pencils are going to be this way on the paper. Still need and test my pencils on the paper first. So excited for my coloring books. I can't wait. I finally ordered Jasmine Beckett Griffith's Mermaids. I have her other books. And I haven't really colored anything in any of them yet. Isn't that terrible? But, and they were gifts, by the way, from YouTube subscribers and members of the group. I think I showed those off when I got them. But anyway, I want to. When I first got those books, guys, I was so terrified to color skin, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better at it thanks to everybody who's taken the time to make videos and test new things. And I think I've finally gotten to the point where I can do it and feel confident about it. And I've even got my own, like, style and colors that I use when I do it. So, but I do still owe that to everybody, to all the other color tubers who took, you know, their time to go and figure out stuff. Because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have learned as much as I did. Well, there was no probably about it. I wouldn't have. Sorry for the firecrackers in the background if you guys can hear them. Alright, I'm feathering this color in too. So I did the other blue. Just bringing it right down into the center there. I'm not going to worry about too much shading, because with this kind of gradient, it's going to be real hard to figure out. And also because it's a bird, and I don't know if its feathers are shiny. I don't know. We're just going to assume no, the feathers are not shiny. Alright, going back in with the true blue. Darken it up just a little bit. Not too much. Basically, this is just a matter of build colors until I'm happy with them, really. Okay. And now I need to feather. Let's back it out just a smidgen, because I'm going to have a line if I don't. Don't want that. Right, let me take this. Oh, it's getting dark, so now they're going to get out the big fireworks. It's okay if you guys missed it last night. Just stay tuned. You'll be able to hear my neighbors for the next hour and a half. Okay. Now I'm going to take my lightest blue again and finish them off. And I'm just using a circular motion. I'm going over the whole thing, trying to blend it out. I wonder if putting something more textured behind the page would work and help me get some more grab with my pencils. There we go. Okay, so now for these, the same thing again. I'm trying to keep my hands where you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm probably failing. Yeah, so I need to sit, I think, whenever I get all this done. I'm going to do the vert is all going to be in blues and purples. I might put like a hint of green in there somewhere, just so that the only green isn't up on the leaves. Kind of make it mesh a little better. But I don't know exactly what colors I'm going to do in these circles. I don't know. No, they need to be warm. I was thinking oranges, yellows, and reds because they're like the complements of the I can't say this word, analogous color scheme that I'm using. That's what it's called. It's analogous because it's three colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. And basically, if I do the yellow, orange, and red, it's going to be like a reverse. It'll be a reverse of the analogous, the complementary analogous color scheme. I do want the bubbles to look like they're kind of popping off the page, the little circles. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll have more of an idea once I get more of the bird done. And I'm probably not going to color the whole thing on camera, guys. I just, you know, it's hard for me to be able to say, yeah, I'll color the whole thing on camera. And then something happens and I can't, and then I feel guilty. But you guys will definitely see it finished because it's going to get put in the album for the sectional coloring challenge. And if you have any questions about anything, you gotta do is ask. Alright, so now sky blue again. I'm using hard pressure to blend these out because I want it to look like it's kind of shiny right there. And I need to go back in with some more purple on these ones, because I didn't do a very good job making them match. These are more purple. So, let's balance it out. Put some more of the blue in here. And then I'll put a little bit more of the purple in these ones. These pencils layer beautifully too, because I just went in there with that sky blue with a pretty hard pressure and it's still letting me put purple down, so that's a good thing. Okay. Oh, there's some more of the plumes done. Okay, so you guys don't get bored with me coloring that. What else can we color in this color? Let's do like this little piece here on his wing in these colors. And I'm actually going to start with a dark this time. I'm just going to use light layers here because I'm not 100% certain this is where the color is going to stay, or like I might want to erase it or bring it back some. But I'm using dark first so that my shadow is more pronounced, because it's like underneath the other feathers. And I may actually get a gray, just for more contrast, because it'll make it, give it a little bit more dimension if I do. We'll see what happens when I'm done. So, from what I understand, for people, some people, the trick to this is sort of ignoring some of the like itty bitty things, and some people seem to do better with it when they do that. So I'm going to try to take that advice and see what happens. For this, I'm going to ignore the individual feathers, I think. No, I'm not. I don't want to do that because I can do this. I can make this darker. And we can give it some dimension. So let's do that. So I'm just bringing this down. So our light source, if it's coming from up here, because that's where the sun would be, these feathers would be like kind of under one another a little bit. So I'm trying to color them so that they are under each other. Okay. Now I'm going to darken it up a little bit more. I'm sure that for those of you who live in a city too, it's probably the same. The 4th of July holiday lasts until all the clearance fireworks have been sold and all your neighbors have blown everything up. That's how it is for us here. Technically, fireworks are illegal where we are. They're not, I mean, they're legal to have and they're legal to use, but you're not supposed to use them within 200 feet of a building or a car. And people are doing it anyway, but there's, you know, everybody's doing it, so what are they going to do? They can't arrest everybody. They can't fine, I guess it could fine everybody, but we live in a pretty good sized city, so it would be kind of hard to get out and find everybody. And I don't really mind, as long as they don't do it too late, and there's not like a fire advisory or something. I don't really care. Doesn't bother me. I'm not a party pooper. Yet. I'm not that old yet. Okay. Ooh, I like that, guys. That's looking good, good, good. Okay, so now I'm going back with my true blue. And I'm going to come right up next to that purple. And I'm going to lighten up my pressure just a little bit as I come down the feather. In fact, I'm just going to put it right on top of purple. Because I can always go back and put more purple in if I need to. And it may end up actually looking like it's lit from underneath, and I don't want it to do that either, but there is going to be shadow. There's going to be a significant shadow here. So I'm trying to make that happen without reversing the shading from what it should be. I may have to actually take a break and go charge my lamp. I got this new battery powered daylight lamp that is so cool. I'm really liking it, but when it's on bright, like really bright, so you guys can see what I'm coloring, it goes through its battery pretty quick. And I don't know if plugging it into my computer USB is going to power it enough. You guys ever plug your phone or whatever into the USB on your computer, then you probably know that it doesn't have as much power as like your wall charger would. So alright, I think I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to take my sky blue and sharpen it up. And then go in and try to blend all this together. This color combination is just so cool. I like it so much. Alright, let me turn this around. I'm going to go take a break for a moment. And probably go get the charger. I'm going to see if this lamp will stay charged if I plug it into my computer. Because I'm sitting right in front of my computer, so we'll see. Alright, in the meantime, I'm going to... Ooh, I like the colors together. They're so pretty. They look so nice. These pencils are fun to work with also. So when I come back, I'm probably going to grab like some green or something and do a couple of the leaves so that you guys can see how I'm going to do those. Because like you said, I'll probably end up coloring a lot of this off camera, but I'm going to try to color some on too. Alright, bear with me. I'll return shortly. Alrighty, I am back and ready to get this going again. We're going to work on some of these leaves before I have to call it quits. I can't believe I have been talking for like so long and I have barely accomplished anything. I'm going to leave these pencils in this drawer. I'm going to pick some greens. Let's see, what kind of greens do I want? I think true green, Viridian, true green, Viridian, and night green. I think that'll work because the night green's kind of bluish, so we'll give that a shot. And we're going to work on a couple of these little leaves. I need to find something to put my hand on. Here, we'll just use that. That'll work. I don't want to. I have like bug spray on my hands now because I had to go outside. And the mosquitoes are horrible. So I definitely don't want to get that on my picture. Okay, so let's do one of these leaves. I think I'm going to leave, like, I'm going to do the branches because I'm staying in green, so I'm going to do all the branches like olive-y, I think, because I can't really, I've committed to the analogous stuff, so I can't really use browns, but I can use olive green for that to kind of separate it. So I'm going to leave this last one on each one that's closest to the actual branch. I'm going to leave that one alone. And we'll do that in like the more earth green colors. Oh, I can't do that. That's in my circle. No! Silly me. Let's do this one. This is harder than it looks. It really is. Okay, so here's the Viridian, which is the middle color. And then I'm going to take the night green, which is the darkest color, and we're just going to kind of go around the very edges. Ooh, I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors of all. In this set, there's the Viridian that I really like, or not the Viridian, the night green. And then there's also a color that's called wine red. That is just amazing. It's like the Caput Mortem Violet in the Polychromos set, but like more vibrant and richer and awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to take the lightest color and we're just going to go right in here. Those colors look really good together too. That's exciting. I like it when that happens. Okay. So if you guys hear fireworks again, they're getting louder because it's getting darker. So there's not much I can do about it. I wish I could. It would be wonderful if I could just go out there and just be like, you guys, I'm trying to record a video. Knock it off. But that's not how life works. Oh goodness. So my youngest daughter was here last night. She had a swim meet tomorrow morning, so she's back with her dad now, so she can get to her swim meet because I have a doctor appointment. But my youngest daughter was here last night, and it was really hot, so we were like kind of just trying to stay close to home and watch fireworks from the porch if we could. And we actually got to see quite a bit, but this poor child. She's like, well, Mom, I want to color. So I was like, okay, well, we'll get you a coloring book and you can color. So out of everything that I have, out of my entire arsenal of art stuff, she decides she wanted to play with the Neo colors and the Polychromos. So I was like, ugh, terrified. But she did okay, so no worries. Now, I'm not sure how I want to do these. I don't know if I want to like focus on trying to shade every individual like little section. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't know, guys. I can't figure it out. If I do, that's going to take me like ages. I don't know what to do. So this is my true green in the Lyra right now. I'm just kind of going over everything just as a base coat, really light. And then I think instead of like, because if I try to like shade every single one of these things, I'm going to be here all day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do like, start down here. I'm going to do the outsides of the leaves darker and the insides, like the very center area, lighter. And I think that will work. We'll see what happens. There's no turning back now. In it to win it. Yeah, that'll be okay. That will work. These colors are so pretty together. I think that's one of the best things about having like multiple sets of pencils is that at least every set, they have at least some colors that you're just not going to get anywhere else. At least some. And I like that. So. Okay, now we're going to come over here. Now the real trick is going to be trying to carry this up into a whole different set of colors. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so far so good with that. Now I'm going to take the night green, which is the darkest. We're going to do just the tips of things here. So I'm going to start heavy, the very outside, and then lighten my pressure. And we're just going to do just the edges. And then I'll come back in with my other two colors. Blend it all out, and it should look pretty. We'll see what happens. I've never done this before. I've never colored in a book like this before. I've never done the sectional coloring before. So I'm just like completely, I don't know, out of my element, which is good. That's kind of why it's a challenge, I guess, to do something different. Ooh, that was a loud one. Did you guys hear that? Okay, now over here. Okay, now I'm going to take the Viridian over it one more time. Especially up here closer to the night green, because it's going to help, because if I add it, make it just a little bit darker here, it's going to make the gradient look nicer, which is what I want. There it goes. Well, those of you who, for whatever reason, weren't celebrating last night, you can celebrate today with my neighbors. Oh my. Oh yeah, I like that. That's gonna look really nice. I'm gonna write this combination down too, because I'm gonna have to remember this one. I think that's one of my favorite green combos ever, actually. And again, Claire, if you already showed that combination in your video earlier, I'm sorry. I haven't watched it yet. I should. I wanted to before I did this. I just didn't have time. I like it. That looks so nice. I'm going to do another one. So I can't do any of these, but I can do this one. So, but I'm going to do this one backwards. I'm going to leave the top. See how on this one I've got it, it's kind of like lighter as it comes up here. Well, I'm going to do this one a little different. So let's start with the true green, just a really light layer. Try to get this in the center a little bit. There we go. All right. So I'm going to do these. Let's see. We need the light up here. So we're going to put the Viridian down here. I think they have firecrackers. I think that's what I'm hearing. That's what it sounds like. All the poor birds. So many firecrackers. I feel bad for all the fur baby owners around here. On the 4th of July, I'm sure, I know it's terrible. My dogs, when I used to have dogs, they were just, goodness, terrified. And storms too. They absolutely did not like thunderstorms at all. They would like go cower on the side of the bed on the floor farthest away from the window when they would hear loud noises. So the vet told us to give the dogs Benadryl when they got like all anxious like that, and it should help calm them down. So he gave us a dosage based on the dog's weight, and we gave it to them, and it did nothing. It absolutely did nothing. So we called again, and he's like, okay, we'll give him this much more, but that's like the maximum. We can't have any more. Still nothing. So like these dogs were having like horse-size amounts of Benadryl, and it wasn't doing anything. And they were just that worked up over it. So I definitely felt sorry for them. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the top lighter here. Gonna bring this down here. This is so much fun. You know, and I thought that I would absolutely not like coloring in this book. I really thought I was gonna hate it, and I don't at all. It's actually a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And you know, I like details. I love coloring things with lots and lots of details. But this book's a little extreme. I mean, the way, I think it's not necessarily, there's so many details, it's just the way they're done. But I like it. Just a little up there. Because if I do, it's going to make it look more 3D, like it's curving, so. Alright, so now the night green. This is going to be tough. Good sharp pencil. Like the tiniest amount that I can get right there. There we go. And I'm going to darken this up gradually. There we go. So, what did everybody do yesterday? If you were off work, did you get to barbecue with the family? Did you go see the city fireworks? Did you put on your own show? Or did you do like we did and absolutely nothing and just use the day off to get some rest that you so desperately needed? Oh, I've got the sniffles. That's not good. Every time, it's always at night too. And somebody explained to me once why when you're sick or you have allergies, you know, anything really, whether you have the flu, somebody once explained to me why it's always worse at night, and there's like a scientific explanation for it. But I can't remember what it is now. I don't know. Strange. Because, you know, like, if you have little kids, you know that kids always seem like when they go to bed at night is when they always seem to, like, start coughing worse, or, you know, if they've been upset, their stomachs have been upset, if I can speak. It seems like when their stomachs are really upset is like when they go to bed. And you too, if you get the flu or a cold or whatever, it seems like when you go to lay down, it's when everything gets so much worse. And it's happening to me with my allergies, like, really bad lately. So, I'm going to have to go see the doctor and see what I can do as far as allergies are concerned, because it's gotten to the point that it's just miserable. Okay, I'm going to do this part of this one, and then I'm probably going to call it done for tonight. Well, I may go work on it a little bit more. Actually, I kind of think I want to work on my picture in Ville and Son. I'm like, I've been doing it forever, and I've like worked on it for so long. I got to a point where I was almost like burnt out on it. I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I've been waiting for like the desire to color that page to come back, and it hasn't yet, really. So I think I'm just gonna go pick it up and see if just doing it will make me want to do it, if that makes any sense at all. I've got outside the lines a smidgen there. There we go. That's better. So same principle, very light layer. And if you see the pencil lines at this point, it doesn't really matter. It's just so that other colors have something to float on, really, and move around on. Okay. So now I have to view this as a whole leaf. And so it's going to be lighter up here. So I'm going to take Viridian. It's going to need some color up here, obviously, just not as much. So I think I'll just do like barely. Just a little smidge, just a little hint like back here. And then this way, because if I don't, then it's going to look really flat, and I don't want it to look flat. Alright. I'm going to pull the Viridian up to about like here, and we're going to leave this part. That'll work. I like that. That will do. Okay. Now for the night green. I'm building it up slowly. There's going to be a little bit more of it down here, so I'm just slowly building it up so it doesn't get too dark too quick. Just gentle pressure until I decide I like the way it looks. And I think we're just about getting there. I like the way this is, but it needs to be darker down here now. So and then again, just a tiny little bit here. And there. Okay, so now back in with the Viridian. I'm just going to cover up the night green, try to smooth it all out. There's gnats flying around. I left the porch light on earlier, and there were so many bugs outside on the front porch that it was just like, it was a horror movie outside. And I think some followed me in when when I opened the door to come back in. I guess DEET doesn't keep everything away, just some things. There we go. That looks pretty decent. Okay, so now I'm going to take my true green. And just go right over. I'm still not going with hard pressure yet. I'm not quite certain this is the way this is going to look. I want to see how it looks with the colors in a little lighter first, and then decide. It actually looks good. I like it. So we're going to use a little bit heavier pressure now and just blend it all together. This is such a pretty color green. The pencil needs to be a little bit sharper. I think I'm going to do it lighter here and then go back with the Viridian again because it's kind of covering it up a little bit more than I wanted it to. So one more time, just to add a little bit more. And then gently, gently, gently fade it out. I like it. Alright guys, I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and stop tonight. I realize that I am a slow colorist. I know, I can't help it. But I hope that it's all worth it in the end when it's finished. And I think it's going to look really neat, like if I save all the circles for last. I think it's going to look really neat to just see it with it the way it is. And I might end up changing my mind totally. I may end up like doing it just black and white or something. Grayscale, who knows. It's pretty neat though. I like coloring this picture. I thought I was going to hate it, but I don't hate it. It's fun. I know, it's so weird. Alright guys, well I do want to thank you very much for taking time out of your day to come listen to me ramble and color out of Curious Creatures by Millie Marotta. I hope that you guys are also doing your own sectional coloring, and I can't wait to see what you guys are all doing. If you're in the Facebook group, there is an album there for you to post your work in. If you're not in the Facebook group, you're going to be able to find my email address in the description box down below. So if you are not in the Facebook group and you are not interested in joining, just send me an email and let me know that you want to enter the contest, and I will be sure to put you in. Otherwise, if you like this video and other videos like it, please go ahead and subscribe and then hit the bell so you know when I put up a new video. Give it a thumbs up too so that other people can find it. And as always, be sure to check the description box down there if you want to see any of the social media links, any of that stuff. It's all down there, everything you could want to know. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching me tonight, and I hope you guys have a good one. Happy coloring!